They'll do oratories. That's where they make an argument for a case, and just a lot of different events and one-act play and all that. With 15 students going, I can't put them all up here on Sunday night. You can say thank you anytime. So we can only do so many events. 63% of their events will not be performed on the platform on Sunday night. 63% will not be performed where you can see them, unless you have a benevolent pastor who says, come in Monday and Tuesday. And you can come in Monday at 8:30 or Tuesday at 8:30, and we'll bring the young people out so they can have an audience and so that you can see what they're doing. It'll be a huge blessing to them and a huge blessing to you. But if you want to see over half of it, you're going to have to come to Monday and Tuesday night. All right, that's all the announcements. I'm finally done. We'll have, let's get everybody standing to do one song. Do you got a peppy one tonight? Okay, let's do a peppy one, and then we're going to jump right into the Bible study.
Good evening, everyone. Stand with me if you'll open your hymnals up to 159, 159, Blessed Be the Name. We'll sing all four verses of 159.
Turn this a little bit so I don't have that glare as much. And we are in the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 8 and verse number 15 is where we'll begin this evening. Matthew chapter 8 and verse number 15. And it says, Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again, I say unto you, that if 2 shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. For when 2 or 3 shall gather in my name, there I am in the midst. So I want to take just a minute, and we're going to stop there in verse number 20, the importance of the local church. We should be a people who are in contact with one another. We shouldn't, no church should rely solely on the pastor for fellowship and strength. Now, I believe that the pastor should be accessible. If you don't have my cell number, just tell me. I'll give you my cell number. If you don't have my email, I'll give it to you. I can't promise I'll always find your email, but I'll give it to you. There are some times that we get a little out of balance with pastors, and they are a little untouchable, and that's not the way the Lord planned that. Then we have where the people want to only reach out to the pastor, but not to one another. And I think it's very important that we have fellowship. Dr. Riker had a man tell him, said that the church is a very friendly church. This was many, many years ago. As long as you're inside the walls. Well, I should be accessible and I should reach out. And so that's a two-way street. I should be willing to reach out to people for prayer and help and guidance and encouragement, but I also ought to be able to be reached. People should reach out to me. And so it's a very balanced place. But where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. I am so thankful for opportunities that I've had in life to pray with others. And I'm not talking about just pray at dinner, though that's a very important prayer. I'm talking when I had a great need, when my heart was heavy, when I was desperate, when that darkness overshadowed me, when I felt helpless and hopeless, when I felt alone. And then I had a church family. I had my Heavenly Father who was there to comfort me, but He also uses my church family to comfort me. There have been times in my life when I laugh. Dr. Gamble and Steph are very, very similar. They are very content with this. Holly and I are similar. Chaos doesn't bother us. Does not bother us. We thrive in it. And so Steph has a different way about her. She's like my daddy. I need to be alone so I can wrap my head around this. I don't want that. I want you to come and hug me, and I want you to tell me, brother, it's going to be okay. That's my personality. That's who I am. I feel enriched. I'm not in this alone. My Lord is helping me, and He's giving people to help me. Everyone's different. But when my wife, who is a little more quiet than I am, I know that's hard to believe. Would you get her under control? But when she tells you a prayer request, y'all listen. There are some people, when they share a little piece of their soul and a prayer request with you, you know they've chosen you. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to tell people who are really close to me, please pray. Some things you'll tell some people, some things you won't. Your church family should be accessible, and then you should rely on them. Call them. Don't expect them to always call you. Call them. Brother Mitch, hey, I need this, and would you pray with me about this? Would you pray with me about this? And it's important. I get into this because I got 15 slides and not much time to get it done. Restoring the brother, respecting the body, and recognizing biblical authority. What is it? It is the heart of restoration. Jesus is teaching relational help and confrontation. We saw that Christ spoke of humility as he showed the child in the earlier verses. Now he will begin showing humility as a requirement for restoration. It is humbling to approach someone who has hurt you and confront them for the purpose of restoration. I was watching something the other day. Somebody sent it to me, and this woman said, I told my husband I needed milk, and I needed this, and I told him why I needed milk. We'll say it was cheese, and why I needed milk and cheese, and how much I liked the dish I was going to prepare, and I was excited about it. She said, he got annoyed because all he needed to know was I needed milk and cheese. Women learn to only tell them what they need to know. What kind of marriage would that be? Before I get too many amens, be careful. Now think about this. If my wife knew, I don't want to know anything except what you need, that's a problem. Don't tell me any more than I need to know. How make you feel real important? Sister Calvin, would that make you feel real important? Don't tell me any more than I need to know. Just get the milk and cheese. I don't want to know anymore. What kind of a person would say, I don't care about what you're thinking. I don't care about what you're going to cook unless I'm eating it. Wow, how shallow. If you're not convicted, I told you I got a good mat on today, and so now you're going to get it. Showing humility. Christ spoke of humility as a child. You ought to humble yourself and be willing to listen and care. Humility and caring go hand in hand. It is humbling to approach someone who has hurt you. Do you want to restore something? Communication is key in restoration. You can write that down in the back of your Bible and read it often. If you are going to fix a relationship, you are going to have to come humbly and open your mouth with the desire to fix it. It is not easy. Sometimes it is humiliating. There are people out there that don't say, I am so sorry for the way I treated you. Don't cop out. I'm sorry. Don't try to avoid that. This not necessarily in the Bible, other than the principle of restoration is beyond. Sorry, Grammy. That's Bub. Sorry, Grammy. Sorry, Grammy. But when he comes up crying, I'm sorry, Gumpy. And I hug him, and he cries on my shoulder. It's like the boy never did anything wrong. The humility of a child. Taking it on the chin that this was my fault. Be willing to say that. There's humility and confrontation when you know they have wronged you and you can't just sidestep. Little side information. If you do something as far as restoring a brother, if you're going to do business with somebody that's a fellow Christian, write absolutely everything down and make them sign it and you sign under it. Because I can lose money and I'd be okay. But if I lose Brother Calvin because I didn't write something down or there's a mistake in communication, that would break me. Are you with me? So I write it down so he and I can sit down in that time of restoration and communicate and say, see, this is what we agreed on. Well, Brother John, it's not there. Oh, my word, I didn't write that. I am so sorry. You're right and I'm wrong. And it's fixed because we both have that same desire. Matthew 18:4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Restoration cannot happen without humility. Pride is the opposite of humility, obviously. Thus, it is the enemy of unity. My pride is the enemy of unity. And so Proverbs 8:13, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. James 4:6, but he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace to the humble. Rebellion and pride go hand in hand. Both are rejected by God. Pride is the venom that kills unity. It is the venom that kills unity. As long as you're proud, you are not going to try and restore somebody because they are always wrong. They're always wrong. In my pride, it's my wife's fault. In her pride, it's my fault. Have you ever been here? Now, I want you to be truthful. This may hurt. Have you ever said in your mind or in your heart, I'm always the one that apologizes? Raise your hand. Come on, raise it nice and high. Okay, yeah. We get there. I'm always the one that gives in. And then I want to stomp my foot like a little girl that doesn't get her lollipop or something. And I'm not doing it this time. And I'll sit there. I know you're more spiritual than me, and I just, that Stephanie, this woman thou hast given me. Hey, that's Bible. It's Bible. It was when Adam was in sin, but it's Bible. Holy Spirit usually grips my heart and says, hey, you're really something, aren't you? God forbid you apologize too many times. Pride keeps us from fixing things. I deserve better. I deserve better treatment. I deserve this. And truthfully, there are people who are treated poorly. I agree with that. That's 100%. I decided a long time ago in relationships, I can't make this person right with God. I just can't fix them. But I can fix me. No matter how they treat me, I can behave righteously and holy. No matter if they apologize or not, I'm not accountable for them. It's not my place to bring justice to them. That's God's place. But I can respond rightly. I have a book in my office that says how to live with angry people. The Bible tells us a lot of different things on that, but we'll continue on. Purity over pride is necessary. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Sin spreads like smoke. Those who are not close to the fire may still see the smoke. The smoke causes others to run and hide. One may think that their pride and bitterness and unresolved conflict is just their problem. However, their spirit bears witness. When you came in this evening, I was a little... You ever bumped the pinball machine and it says, tilt, tilt, tilt? I was bumped tonight. I was trying to get myself to a right place. So I went to my office and I prayed. I said, Father, you're going to have to smack me around a little bit because I know that what the devil's trying to do. But an angry spirit spreads like a wildfire. A bitter spirit, an anxious spirit. I wasn't super angry. I was just anxious and annoyed. But I'm here to be a blessing, not to be anxious and annoyed. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to be a blessing, to glorify Him. And so when we look, we notice that smoke. You ever see the cartoons where the smoke pours out of the guy's ears? How true is it that, except his smoke disappears, some people, man, they're pretty smoky. And it doesn't just dissipate. If they're mad, it shows on their face, and you usually stay away from them when they're in that mood because you're afraid you might say those dreaded words. How are you today? And they're going to tell you, and you really don't want to know because they're scary people. And come on, you know some scary people. However, their spirit bears witness of their ought with their brother, often hindering the moving of the Spirit and creating an example and of their pride. Let me continue on. I'm going to illustrate myself to death. The how to restore relationship, private confrontation. Go to them privately. Go to them privately. The first step is private, personal, and purposeful. The goal is not to win an argument. It is to win my brother. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to get right. Ooh, that's worth writing down. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to get right. That will improve your relationship with your husband and wife. In this argument, I'm not here to prove that I'm right. It's here for us to get right. My wife is very much, she can't stand clutter. So if you set your glass down and it's there for more than 20 minutes, and she's passed it twice, it's gone. I'm like, where's my cup? Oh, I dumped it out. Why? Well, it sat there. I passed it twice. But I was drinking out of it. Oh, it's just water. Get another one. But now you have to wash it. I don't mind. But now I have to get more water. Like getting water, is that hard? But I make something out of nothing, and it doesn't matter. Sometimes we just have to be right instead of being right with someone. And it happens in the church. We fight, we argue, and really, it doesn't amount to anything. God forbids gossip, handle it privately. Oh, my word. The tongue is a flame of fire. It puts off a lot of smoke. The fire can go out, but the smoke still lingers. So when you're done talking, you are hurting and suffocating everybody around you with your smoke. It's not just the warmth of the fire, and we'll get into that. It's not just the warmth of the fire that's burning them. It is the smoke that you are casting out with your mean words that is suffocating people. So you quench the fire that is your tongue. You quench it. You control it. God forbids to openly do this. I knew a person. They said, well, I went and took a witness with me because this person scared me. I said, you didn't do it God's way. What? That's not what God tells you to do. First, you go privately. Well, I said, are they big and strong? No, they're just mean. You afraid they're going to hit you? No, they're just mean. I know the person they were talking about, and so I took them to the pastor. I said, what about the witnesses? Well, I didn't do that. Nope, you didn't do it God's way. First, you go privately. Then you take a couple witnesses. And then you go to the pastor. But before you go to the pastor, you don't come into his office and fill his ear with gossip. I told you I had a mean on. Here's the problem. Let's say Brother Miller's son gets in trouble at school. I don't know which one. You just pick one. In fact, take him home and ground him for all I care. That's fine. Just ground him for the sake of grounding him. That's just always fun. It's like when you send your boy out to get a wrench knowing that you're going to get it fixed without the wrench before he gets back. And when he finally comes back with the wrench and you get to look him in the face and do what your dad did to you. Never mind, I did it on my own. Go put it back. I love that because my dad would do that to me all my life. Go bring me some pliers. Never mind, it took you so long. Go take them back. I already fixed it. I'm like, it just brings a joy to me. It's neither here nor there. His boy gets in trouble. His brother is saying, he did this, he did that. Well, what's happening? He's trying to convince Dad how bad his brother is. It's just in our nature. What did Adam do? He immediately blames Eve. Eve blames the serpent. It's always blame shifting. But what are we trying to do when I tell Brother Mitch about my problem with Bubba? Is I'm trying to make sure Mitch is on my side. I actually had a preacher call me and said, I just need to know whose side you're on in this issue. The side I'm on is none of my business. None of my business. This is between you and them, and if you're going to start gossiping, I'm hanging up. This is none of my business. This is a church issue. This is between you and your brother. Did you go to him? Did you take witnesses? And then did you go to a pastor? That's all I think. Now, when I have aught, I shouldn't want to convince the person who's going to be my witness that I'm right. I'm changing them from a witness to a judge. Are you with me? I'm no longer do I want you to be a witness. I want you to come into this prejudging the person from my viewpoint and make a determination. God's not called them to make a determination. He called them to be a witness of this matter. They're to be there and hear both sides, and they shouldn't know it before they go in. I'm just telling you. It should be privately. Unity requires a guarded tongue. Speaking evil destroys unity. Titus 3:2. Christians are commanded to speak evil of no one, even those who wrong us. And you can write these verses down, James 4:11 and Ephesians 4:29. Proverbs 10:19. Often the first best step of unity is to remain silent. Silence is not a long-term answer to unity. Unity is not restored by keeping your mouth shut and not talking through the problem. Have a problem, you pray about it, you go to the person desiring to fix it. Humbly saying, what do we need to do to fix this? I feel like there's something between us. They may run away. They may never talk to you. They may never let you bring the two witnesses. Most of the time, that very seldom happens. I'd like to talk to you and this person and this person. Could we meet? Absolutely not. Blah, blah, blah. And they can go. Seldom do you ever make it to two people. I just tell you the honest truth. They don't have to come and they won't. And some of them don't care. You'll run into some people that don't care about being right or being wrong. And that's sad, but sometimes it is the case. Speaking evil is a heart condition. Evil speech includes gossip, slander, and false claims. And the evil words flame the fire of disdain. Sometimes you must remove yourself from the warmth of the fire of the talebearer. Now, that's a two-way street. The talebearer bearing it, and then you letting them wag it to you. That's so hard to tell somebody, please don't gossip to me. That is so hard. If you've never done that, that's a really difficult thing because, Steve, I've never done it and not hurt the person. Not once. It always hurts them. And I hate that. And I've tried and tried to make it humbly. But looking at somebody and saying, you're gossiping and I really don't want to hear it. How do you say that nicely? Because it just doesn't come. And then when you gossip to a gossip, or when you confront a gossip, Dr. Riker always said, a dog that brings a bone will carry a bone. Then you're worried about what they're going to say about you, aren't you? At least I am. So sometimes you have to confront tail-bearing. But you don't understand how my husband acts. I don't have to. He's not here. We're not talking about your husband. We can talk about you. You can give me a circumstance, and I can tell you how to help him fix that. How you can help him fix you. My wife does this. Well, I don't know how to fix her if she's not here. If she doesn't want to be fixed, what are we to do? We're just going to sit here and talk bad about her. What's that going to accomplish? Let me know. What does that accomplish? Well, you have to understand, I have to get it off my chest. Tell me where that is in the Bible. That you're to tell another person how mad you are at somebody and how awful somebody is, because you just have to get it off your chest, and that justifies it before God. I've never seen it. Now you may, but I never have. So be careful what you're saying. Grace-filled speech is imperative. Matthew 12, 36 through 37. I'm going to go through all the slides. You can always go on Facebook and look at these verses. They're very good. God will hold us accountable for every word. That's Matthew 12, 36 and 37. Galatians 6:11 talks about the other side of the tongue. If there be one that is overtaken in fault, restore such a one in spirit of meekness. You ought to be restoring folks with a meek spirit. I want to help you. Let me help you. And it's meek and gentle and humble. Private, personal, purposeful, and peace-seeking. Yeah, we're not going to get to any of that. There are just way too many. We'll try to, I might finish this up next week so we don't miss any of those scripture verses. I am long past my time and way too much to cover tonight.